it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it's the last Wednesday of the month, which means it is off the board. So I could have been like, well, Sandy gets her sketches from Pinterest probably, so we're going to use a sketch. So that would have been okay if I had done that, but I decided to use the sketch. The sketches from Susanna Lee, which is probably from Pinterest, and add a mood board. So that's kind of a way you can incorporate a sketch as well as a pin. And that works. That totally works because, like this sketch is black and white. So I am starting with my January creative scrapbook kit. And I'm using this beautiful text paper from Vicki Boutin. Now, the sketch calls for some stitching, which I thought about, and then I decided to just grab a plate and go ahead and just draw the circles. I do love stitching. I'm kind of a terrible circle stitcher though, so there is that. So I went ahead and cut this scrap of blue down so you can see that in the mood board there is navy. And then I'm going to add this gold washi tape, which you can see is the next color. And then this kit didn't really have kind of that tealy, so I just went with that as a green. So I'm going to go with a strip of this green and I'm going to cut it into a banner. I'm also going to take the branding strip off and use that as another layer because it has these cute little cameras on it. So to make my banners, I just fold my paper over in half and cut from the corner in. And I don't have any issue. I know that Sandy, that's just not her forte. She can't do that. She's got to mark it and measure it, and that's totally fine. But not me. Not me at all. So I have two photos of my son and his girlfriend. They were going for Homecoming King and Queen this year. So this first picture that I have, it's pretty dark in the background, and that's because the night of Homecoming, they were supposed to do the announcing, and so Lucas is all dressed up and he looks so nice. Well, then the lights went out. And so instead of just announcing it, they made these poor kids wait like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. It was crazy. So the second photo is when they actually got to walk. They did not get Homecoming King and Queen, which is fine. At that point, they were kind of over it, honestly. But they looked nice, and it's a cute picture, and they got their little sashes and whatever. So I'm going to document that. Now I have a little piece of this blue paper left. Not quite enough to map both of the photos directly, but I do make it work. I went ahead and just took that extra off the top and made it work because it looks funny with one matted and one not matted to me. You may be like, yeah, no, it looks fine. You can leave it as it is. For me, it didn't look right. So I decided I'm just going to try and make this blue work. So you can see I am going to tuck it underneath that other photo. So it's not a big deal to get that other side, but it is kind of a big deal to make it go all the way across. So I can see where the two pieces meet, but I mean, I think you can always see the flaws or what you perceive as the flaws or fails or however you want to put it in your own layouts. But I can tell you that when I look at other people's layouts, like I don't see that. Like I don't actually look at the layouts people do that closely. I love to look at the design and the little clustering and, that type of thing. But I'm not like, let me look at that mat and see if it's a full piece of paper. Like, that's just not me. I don't know if that's you. I guess if that's you, please don't zoom in. I don't think I show it in the close-up, so I think we'll be okay. So I've got my 2 photos down and I'm ready to do some embellishing. Now, the sketch called for 3 photos. So I don't have a third photo, nor do I have room because my photos are bigger. So I took one of the tags from the cut apart sheet and it says little details. It has 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to go ahead and that is where my journaling is going to go. I put a little tab at the top of the one picture that says this thing, and then I am going to take this like notebook punch, black and gold, and I'm going to stick that as another layer under the photos, kind of just to rest on. And I know it doesn't call for any of this, but that's the great thing with sketches is you can make it your own. You start with the basic design, and sometimes you don't even need to re-look at the design. It's just that jumping off point that you need to get your creative juices going to start. So if you look at a sketch and you start and you end up with a layout that looks absolutely nothing like it, but you love it, that's awesome. Like that's the whole point. The whole point is to use the sketch and get inspiration from it, whether that is a little bit or completely the same. Like it doesn't matter. So for my embellishing, I am going to go with a couple of florals. I'm going to stick with kind of that green, blue, and yellowy gold color. I'm going to do basically three embellishment clusters. One over there to the right, one down on the bottom left, and one on the top left. So all of which have florals in them and some sort of greenery. Now, there are an ephemera piece. It's a bunch of banners in different colors, and you just cut them apart. I mean, I guess you could use them all as is, but I think they are designed to be cut apart. There's one that says awesome photo, and I do think that that is an awesome photo of them. So I am going to go ahead and go with that banner. And there is so many embellishments, like tons upon tons. So I still have so much left. I'm definitely going to be using this kit next month. I found another tab in the ephemera, so I'm going to go ahead and put that up there with the other tab. It's yellow, and it kind of goes with the blue one. And then in the sketch, you can see that there's a couple of like spots on the stitching that are little embellishment clusters. So I am going to take the chipboard sheet and I'm going to pull some stars and little circle bits, and I'm going to put those in 3 different areas. I guess that star kind of has that tealy color, so I am getting a little bit of that tealy color in from the mood board actually. So now that I have all of those down, I feel like these florals down here need just a couple more leaves. So I'm going to grab the chipboard leaves and I'm going to put those down there, as well as an arrow kind of pointing to them. And then I'm going to take this sequin mix from Spiegel Mom Scraps. It's peach and berry cobbler, and I'm just going to take the navy blue sequins out of it. I'm going to cover my tag hole, and then just make sure that all of the clusters around the faux stitched area have 3 pieces in them. So the cluster to the right with the teal star, I go ahead and add a blue sequin as well as a white sequin. And so I just use my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive and my Crystal Katana and place those down. I absolutely love this tool. I think it's probably one of my favorite tools for sure. There's a So that is my layout. Sorry, I was distracted by something on my desk. So I got a couple of close-ups for you. Make sure you check out the description box down below for whoever is playing along with Off the Board. And if you want to play along with this sketch, you can head over to Scrapping Reflections Facebook group and play along in there. So remember to wear your crown, and we'll see you next time. Bye.